I know, this isn't what you were expecting, and neither was it for me. But I have to fly across the country, and I'm going to take you guys with me. We're going to go scan the 49ers. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sitting in Tampa International Airport, which is a little bit different for me and maybe a little bit different for you. It is 5:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm going to be boarding a plane to go to California, where I'm going to be scanning the 49ers. And yeah, I didn't see this happening. Never flown across the country on this little notice, less than a week notice to book everything and then fly out. But it's going to be a ton of fun. You guys are going to come along with me. But we got to get on this plane, so let's do that first. Okay, I'm here. We're at the 49ers, and that means we made it. We made it. I am early, which is the right thing to do when you're doing something like this, and yet I still don't know completely what I'm actually doing. We're gonna be scanning today. I don't know how much I'll be able to show you guys. I haven't even asked if I can film while I'm working with the team. I'm really, really excited. We got the EVA, we got a ton of cameras because we're just gonna try and see how that goes. Laptops and all the fun stuff. Big shout out to Cape Bionics. They're the company that sent me out here to do this scan. So we got work to do though. I gotta unpack. Let's get to it. Well, that does it for the day. We spent the day at the 49ers doing some scanning. Now we're done. Couldn't show any of it to you guys. I realized that we were scanning a lot of legs. Is what it is. We're gonna get out of here for the day. Might be back tomorrow because there's a couple of guys that did not make it out. So I'm in California, and I do what a lot of people do when they're in California. I look up 3D printing companies, and we got one that's open a little late. We're not gonna tell you what time it is, but let's say
the hair past the mole.
I think so. But we're here with JinxBot. They're all about 3D printing, so let's get into it. We got the scanner in the background. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be doing some cool scanner stuff in a bit. But can you introduce yourself to the camera? Tell the folks at home who you are.
Sure. I started my 3D printing journey at Cal Poly.
Okay.
I was introduced to the tech. I immediately saw its unbelievable potential to change the world, the way people make things. And if you look around, everything that you see is made in some way or another. Being that manufacturing is changing, is on a precipice. Thousands and thousands of years of manufacturing technology is now being turned up on its head. And things that take years and months of development work are now taking days and weeks. I thought it was the absolute best industry to get into. So of course I did what any warm-blooded American does when they get out of college. I did something completely opposite from my major. So
that's on brand for this channel.
I did some sales, I did some programming, I did some of this, that, and the other. And I got my start with a MakerBot 5th gen.
F's in the chat for that.
that is not the best to get started with, but it did teach me a lot and teach me what I wanted, what I didn't want.
Hey, you learned the hard way, but
did.
You learned the fast way.
I did. I cut my teeth on that and started with 3D Hubs back when they were a great company to print with. Started in my living room, then moved down to my garage.
Yep.
And then from the garage, I built up and up. With that one machine, I bought two. With the two, I bought four. Four, I bought 8, et cetera, et cetera. Then I got kicked out of my garage and found this space.
And the wife approval factor with 3D printing is very low,
you
generally
know,
speaking.
She gave me a shot. She gave me a shot. So she said, I'll give you a year to make this thing work. And I'll be damned if I took that year and got enough customers for her to say, we'll give you another year.
All right. I like this. It's a supportive wife.
It is.
For the like 1.7% female viewers on our channel, take note right here.
Amanda, if you're watching this, all to you, babe.
Yeah, props to the wife.
That's right.
She'd probably kill you if you weren't doing good with this.
Probably,
right?
she would absolutely kill me. So I took that, got out of the garage, found this space. It was an unbelievable opportunity. The people moved out. I hopped in. I lived right around the corner. And I said, this is where JinxBot's going to be. So JinxBot is a true, tech company. California started in the garage and made its way out to a brick and
God,
mortar.
it really is.
And
I didn't think about how.
with grit.
I didn't think about how.
And
I didn't think about how cliche that is.
it's a pretty good story.
God, it's so cliche. It hurts.
I was the first one in my family to go to college, and I made
God.
something of myself.
It hurts so bad.
Self-made man.
Honestly, it's a cool story.
Well, thank you.
Right, and you've got some Creality printers here.
I do.
As we can see, they're all CR10S Pros.
They are CS10
Like, you got
or CR10S Pros V1s mostly.
Printers on printers on printers.
They're
on
great printers. They're only getting cheaper. I think they're on realityshop.com now for like $330.
Honestly, if Creality hasn't released 3 new printers in the time that we've been talking, I would be surprised.
But they're still great. I run them like workhorses. Relatively little maintenance, easy to fix when they jam, if you have the time to fix them.
There is one thing about the Crealities. They're a little loud.
They can be.
And no,
especially
for those that are wondering, it is not the 40 by 28
it is not.
blower. No. It's this one. It's the hot end cooling fan. It's the hot end cooling fan, not the park cooling fan.
And I'd like to point out that this is my hot swap, just in case the cheap fan that I put in there breaks down, which they often do.
Hey man, we've all been there, right? Sleeve bearings or sleeve bushings or whatever only last so damn long. But I like this, and you've got a pretty intricate system here to basically run all your machines. And the thing that you're really proud of that I want to make sure that we show is not even in the shop. Do you want to go show it?
I would love to.
All right, let's go outside and take a peek. Also, for those of you that own 3D printing retail stores, you need to have one of these. This is bloody brilliant. I used to have a retail shop and I didn't do this, and I'm kind of pissed. 50 cents, it dispenses 3D printed stuff.
With the QR codes, of course.
Of course.
Attribution. And if I end up making a couple of $1,000 million off of these 50-cent prints, I'd be happy.
50 cents at a time, baby. That's what it's all about.
Happy to reach out to these creators. Oh,
there's a logo and all that.
And this is my own personal little fun thing with 3D printing. As it stands, you get a lot of customers at a lot of times of day. Doesn't matter where you are, they want their part and they want it soon. So instead of getting up at all hours of the night and dealing with the customer and handing them a part, I decided to come up with the JinxBox locker system.
TM?
TM, patent pending. It is my own homebrew smart Amazon locker system, whereas with these master padlocks, I can give a customer an 8-hour window to pick up their part at 2 a.m., at 9 a.m., at 4 p.m., wherever they want, whenever they want it. They've got access to their parts.
Honestly, objectively, one of the smartest things that I've ever seen somebody do. But guys, this is 3D printing in retail. You don't see this anymore.
In a strip mall.
As someone that tried that, it didn't work very well.
Oh.
And this guy figured it out. And this is not his only space.
No, we just recently expanded into space number 2.
And I hear there's some fun things over there.
No, there's nothing fun over there.
There's nothing fun over there. We might be going there next. Stay tuned. All right, we're here at JinxBot 2.0, and we have, objectively, one of the greatest machines that has ever been made. And I'm not talking about LPBF. I'm not talking about SLS yet. I'm not talking about resin yet. That, of course, is toxic. I'm talking about the greatest machine ever made. If you know, this is a Thing-O-Matic. This is one of MakerBot's first printers. Actually, it was their second. The Cupcake would have been their first. This is, yes, all laser cut wood. This, for those that don't know, is what 3D printers used to be like back in the day.
It's the wood-paneled station wagon of that era.
No, station wagons are like you could LS swap a station wagon, okay? Oh shit, could you LS swap a 3D printer? Future project? Comment below.
It's in sorry shape.
I'd like to point out that we were, back then we were using high torque steppers, almost direct drive. You have no extruder tensioning, I don't think, on this.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see any. Although, given the state this is in, it just might not have it installed.
This was she's my rescue.
Yep, that's fine. Big heater block with a cartridge hot end and a thermistor. Fancy. And look at the bed motion system, right? The entire bed moves Cartesian, but then the bed also moves back and forth. And yes, it is actually powered by Asus. In all seriousness, folks, there's something a little bit cooler than that.
We've upgraded.
It's a little bit warmer. And I didn't know when I reached out to Jason that he had one of these. I was looking for 3D printing companies that I could go and say hey to. And if they were cool, go and film.
Poor marketing on my part, I guess.
Oh, probably just lack of research on my part.
Either way.
I think
But you made it.
I spent a grand total of 5 minutes, and I said, what the hell, let's give him a call.
All right.
But Jason's got something that's a little bit cool. And for those, if you know, you also know this is a Formlabs Fuse 1.
And Fuse Sift
And the Fuse
special
Sift.
vacuum cleaner.
All the fun stuff. Of course, it's a special vacuum cleaner. And for all you UPS nerds, CyberPower PR3000L CD.
Running for days.
How long will that run the machine for?
Under load, 3 hours.
That's
Not
like
bad.
$1,000 UPS, isn't it?
It is.
Nice. Well, when you have, of what in today's money is about a $50,000
That's true.
laser
Today's
SLS machine. And for those who don't know, SLS is selective laser sintering. It uses a freaking laser
Sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
to selectively melt powder. And this is actually what's inside the machine. And if I'm correct, there's parts in this build.
There are.
This was not planned. I want to be very clear, but this was not planned at all.
Machine's busy, what can I say?
And we are able to show this on camera, right?
Most of them.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well-
We do print top secret things here at JinxBot Labs.
Very top secret.
Or JinxBot 3D printing. Or JinxBot conglomerate. We own you.
I'm a stickler for PPE, but I'm not the one doing the work today. What do you got? You got a big, it's not even a BOFA, but you
Oh yeah.
got a hell of a mask on there, huh?
Coat.
Lab coat, but that's really for street cred, honestly. He walks outside and no one's gonna mess with this guy. Purple gloves and sandals with toe socks for style points.
Oh.
So we're gonna go ahead and get the cake. It's called a cake, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna get the cake out of the machine. We're gonna watch this now. Some of this is proprietary, so if there's blurring, you'll know why. It's slide to unlock.
Mm-hmm.
And so literally it tells you what it's printed. It's printed the brain ring low poly.
Oh yeah. And then you got the lens up here. This thing needs to be cleaned constantly.
I can see there's a little bit of dust on there.
And there it gathers, and part of that maintenance is a bit tricky with the fuse, but for the print quality that you get and the durability of the material, it's well worth it.
I mean, look at the friggin' door hinges, okay? Like for a minute here.
This thing is like completely over-engineered. Filtration systems help with the powder. This is an in-office unit.
No, but honestly, this shit's really cool. And that is actually melted into the top of it, so when you're working, you know what that is. So, let's see how this works.
So this is actually the data unit. This is the build chamber.
That's data.
That's data. That's
No
data
kidding.
and power.
Data and power, okay.
So what is happening here is the build plate is here
Yeah,
at the beginning, then lowers.
Yep, build plate
So
lowers.
this is all the build chamber.
Okay,
So the powder is going to release from the hopper on this side
yep,
and down through here, and then there's a roller that you can see.
yep, little
that's
recoder
just
roller.
tucked- just tucked. And then it rolls out each layer.
Yep,
And so the powder, start here, gravity fed. This is just to tell it to go up and down
Okay.
and to help control the temperature. That's got a little temporary unit, and then that slides in ever so easily. Slide this over to the fuse sift.
Fuse sift, because everything has to, that's got absolutely branded.
Absolutely. The Jinx Lab, the Jinx Locker, that's all branding.
Jinx Lab sift, got it.
That's right. Then we hit our up button.
Rise. Rise. Okay. And then now it's playing with sand, right?
Now it's playing with sand. This is the reclamation area here.
Okay.
First, this side will get through all of the basic large clumps.
Yep.
And then underneath, I'll actually lift it up.
It's a finer sieve.
Not only a finer sieve, but if I hit this button here, the sift.
Oh, hey
sifts that
now.
material.
She's got the magic fingers, eh?
Starts vibrating down through
Does
an
it
even
now?
finer mesh.
No wonder you like this thing so much.
And then this down here will catch it with a 30% refresh rate.
Yeah, you can reuse the powder to some extent. I believe they're stating the new powder can actually be used quite a bit more.
That's right. They recommend 50. I run it at 30.
Yeah, you can go higher.
But you can go higher.
Yeah.
And if you're just prototyping, even higher. So that's your little
Your
brain
material
ring.
tag so you can follow it.
That's right. And then just breaking that off.
And so I used to do this with the full color sandstone process,
yeah.
but the difference is your parts are actually reasonably strong and they
Right.
don't need any extra infiltrating or anything like that. With full color sandstone, the parts are in a green state where they're incredibly fragile. And then you have to pour super glue all over it that chemically reacts with the powder. But because this is melted nylon powder, you don't have this problem. And it just comes out and you're basically good to go.
Ready to go.
Now your goal is to get as much of it down and not have it go up into the filter, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. The more I can reuse this powder, the better.
Because that filter's basically waste.
Yeah. So a lot of that, you see, goes right away and can be shoved down here.
Yep. Now this vac does have a ground strap. Do you ground it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It should be grounded.
It is.
It sort of is.
It's on itself.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is to, this powder being very fine will
Yeah.
build up quite the charge when you vacuum it.
I figured this would connect to something else. No?
It should.
Okay. Okay. Because I can see that it's covered in powder.
The JinxBot Labs is still a work in progress.
Hey, I feel you.
The magic of 3D printing is this ring design existed in someone's mind and then in reality. No support material. I've barely cleaned
That's
this
the
up.
trick. There is no support material needed. It's functionally strong right from the get-go.
Right from the get-go.
And you're dealing with like 85 to 90% porosity compared to injection molded nylon. And sure, the machine runs about 50 Gs, but go try to make an injection mold for that, and that's going to cost you at least 50 Gs.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. Oh yeah, that's supposed to come apart. You're gonna love that. You still hate to break something, so you be as careful as you can. The material,
It's pretty easy to break the parts when they're thin?
If it's thin, it depends on what your model is, because that can bend
Wow. Power and nylon right there.
pretty darn tightly.
Can you tear it? Eventually. Wow.
You gotta really try.
Yeah,
now.
I can see you're going for that.
But that's not to say bad design is bad design.
It's fair. What are some of the design criteria for this?
Certain millimeter thickness, certain. There's a website that actually has a really good design guide for
Okay.
it.
Is it Formlabs' website?
It is.
Okay.
Look at that, a brain ring. The default is 110 micron resolution. And
I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick that up, but that looks real cool.
at this
Gonna try
time,
to get-
you can't change that. So you're locked in at 100. I mean, you know, there's no real harm in it, but still, super neat. This one comes apart.
Oh, yeah.
Some people will cast with these,
Yep.
make molds from them, especially because there's so much less finishing work that's needed.
There's basically none. Wow. That's insane detail.
Right? I love this.
Absolutely insane
I
detail.
love this. Oh, just gorgeous.
That's the kind of thing that you can't get out of machines like this. This is a sad Form 3, but it's hopefully going to get less sad. There's one next to it, but I can't show it to you, so pretend like there's one of these, but there's a part on it, and it's not sad. By the way, look at these materials. Like, this is like proper organized-ish, which is like better than I could say for most spaces.
I've only been here for a week.
And like just mountains of E-Sun filament and literal 5-gallon buckets of IPA. Oh, you can see into the powder chamber there.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
So that is it.
The PPE that you have on, I mean, this is great. And I can tell you, I'm not wearing a mask. but I'm keeping my distance.
That's
And
right.
I can see the powder going into the filter. I can see it going down. And as someone that's worked on powder printers before, and knowing that I should be able to have like a Scarface moment when I touch a surface, there is little to no powder getting out of this. And that is a testament to, while this is bloody expensive,
Yes.
it does freaking work.
It
Joel
does.
Telling recently went to a facility with a Fuse One, and he had a really cool experience. He also planned his, you know,
Okay.
I didn't.
Yours just worked out.
I called you earlier today.
You got something in your teeth? Come here.
No, I'm good. Thanks though.
Yeah, so really we want to get the majority of the material off.
Yep.
And then the sandblaster is going to do the bulk of the work there.
Okay.
This is, again, mostly for reclamation. I really want to make sure that I'm reusing as much of the powder as I can. Because if I can't, then I'm just throwing, one, money down the drain, but also, no one likes a litter bug.
All right, so that's JinxBot. I did not think that this is what it was going to turn into. We've been hanging out for about 3 hours now. I made a new friend, which is pretty
This
cool.
guy.
And even though our businesses are effectively competitors, we are so geographically far apart that it just frankly doesn't matter. And
Even
we're
still.
able, yeah, well, you know, it's good to know your competitors, especially if they're local to you, so that you guys aren't competing over the same business. That'll be a business topic on a podcast coming up soon. So make sure you get subscribed if that's something that you guys want to hear. But I want to give Jason a massive thank you for letting me into your workshop randomly, crazy late at night, now early in the morning, to not only get to hang out around your print farm, but then to come to the super secret underground layer where we get to check out a Fuse One. I have never seen a Fuse One work before.
And now you
while
have.
I didn't see the laser run.
That's right.
I got to see, you know, kind of the meat and potatoes of what I've seen many SLS machines run before, but the Fuse One has always been something that I've kind of lusted after, or something that I've always wanted, or probably never owned. But now I know someone who does own one, which means this guy's going to get some outsourced work here pretty soon.
Anytime.
Yeah, in fact, I have a project for you, like right now.
There you go,
I was going to
see?
send it to MJF, but hey,
It's paying for itself already.
now I know you. I'm send it to you. See? Ha ha. And that's why you reach out to people when you're in the area. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below all about JinxBot. We'll have links to them as well down there. So click them. Go give this guy some love. And if you are in the Mountain View, California area, just email him. Put that down there too. Set up a time to come take a look and just see what they're all about, especially if you're into 3D printing. This guy knows his shit. And if you guys want, we'll have JinxBot in the flesh on an upcoming podcast. So let me know down in those comments. That's all we have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. And a massive thank goes out to all of our Patreon and YouTube channel member supporters who, without their support, none of these videos would be possible. So thank you guys for your support. If you want to join, become one of the elite Musketeers, you can do so right in that description down below. Right below me will be my episode of the podcast, most recently with my dad. And the one next to that will be all about how to take your hobby and turn it into a money-making business. I'll see you guys down in those comments and in the next one. Take care.
Sorry.
I don't care.